Well, hi there. My name is Jim Turner, and I'm going to tell a little story today about what's about to happen. So, I'm going to take this thing. This is my tripod, right? I'm going to attach it to this phone, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Well, maybe I don't need to attach it to this thing. Maybe, I don't know. I want to see if I can just put it up here, like that. Open up the legs so that the bottom part of this opens up. And swipe. This is like a really easy tripod. And then I can extend it out. Actually, kind of far. It's like this little thing. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that hive tonight. So I'm going to take that hive tonight, and I am going to put that hive on top of that one. Now, is that a good idea? I don't know. Maybe it is, and maybe it's not. So what I'm going to do is take that, and so I'm going to set this tripod right there. That way I don't have to hold the phone. Free hands. It's really versatile little tripod. Well, you saw it. It sits right here in the palm of my hand. Extends all out. Right? Set it here, set it there. Really quick. And I think it was $19.99 at Walmart. I think. And so maybe $14.99. I don't remember now. It's in there. And so my concept of reasoning is, instead of just taking them and tomorrow and dumping them in, taking that down, and just dumping them right in there, my thinking was, you can even comment. You got a few. You got until tomorrow afternoon to leave a comment, but it's just going to happen soon, Probably less than 24 hours. Oh yeah. So what's happening now? It's pushing 4 o'clock. So about 20 minutes ago, this was not happening. So you can see them starting to build up. They're starting to build up. There was just normal activity about 10 minutes ago. This just coming in and out, coming in with pollen and going out to get it. There was no big bunch of bees hovering around the front. So it's 4 o'clock and in the afternoon, and so here it goes. It's like it starts around 4ish, 5 o'clock, somewhere in there. And then that just builds. It just keeps building, and more of those girls coming out for the first time in their existence of their life, right? And never been out before, ever. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave that hive set there overnight. And what I'll do, when I take that one down, I'll close the flaps so they can't get out. So I think I'm gonna trap them until about noon. I don't know if that's a good idea. I'm just going how the bees function. I'm going off of them, right? And they're gonna feel kind of trapped in the morning. Like, I can't get out of here. I can't get out of here. And so about noon, I'll open that trap door in the front, and the lid's kind of cracked, so there's air that can come out. So there's airflow. So I'm not going to put that lid all the way down. Actually, I designed this when I built this hive. When I built that one up there. Yeah, that's right, scrap wood. Oh, there's some wood over there. I think I can. And so, yeah, I built that out of scrap wood. Heck, I built that thing probably about, a long time ago. That was the first thing I built because I wanted to try to trap my own before I got my first bees. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna catch me a swarm. It didn't happen. I tried the whole summer, that spring, summer, fall, I never caught anything in that thing. I put the lemongrass oil in there and went and bought some beeswax and sprayed it on the walls and had some frames that I had built and put it in there, and nothing. whole season. So the next year I decided I was going to buy a box, the brood and the super, and I bought the whole thing with all the frames. I thought maybe they just didn't like that box up there. So maybe they just don't like it. They don't like the design of it or the shape of it. Or well, obviously I was wrong. They chose that one over a normal hive box. So it's just the timing, and I didn't. Maybe some, um, spiders got into it. I didn't know. Because every time I've taken my hives apart to investigate them, if they've been there longer than a week, there's spiders and there's webs, or there's a bunch of ants, and sometimes there's eggs, ants, and spider eggs, you know. So I realized that come about a week ago, I thought, uh, if I'm going to bait a hive, I'm gonna be attentive to it. So I had a beehive up in the cherry tree since early spring. And so I took that down about a week ago, and there was the spider. Yeah, she sat down beside her, and she had all of her webs in there, and she had a nest of eggs that she's laid, and there were some other critters crawling around there too. I don't remember what, I couldn't tell what they were. And so I cleaned it all out last week and rebaited it, and that that day, that day, after I drilled a bigger hole, because the hole was literally a tiny, tiny hole. So when I did all that, I also drilled a bigger hole, right? So, um, about an inch and a half in circumference. No, I mean in diameter. About an inch and a half in diameter. Yeah, about an inch and a half pied. And so 3.14. And so after I did all that, uh, I got doing the other things, doing the same, also with some other hives, doing the same thing, setting some baiting hives. And I went back to check on that one in the cherry tree, and sure enough, there was bees already in it. That fast. And one in the cherry tree. So, but I had also taken that one down same day, prepped that one also, got the spiders out of it. There was a spider in that one, and rebaited it, and I think I did another one, and before the day was over, there was bees in all of them. Same day. I cleaned them out, rebaited them. Bees smelled all that. They went in there, and there was no spiders, no ants. No, it was clean. It smelled like wax, like a beehive, and they went in all of them, and I got that one a couple of days later. So they liked that one after all. I thought they just didn't like my design. That's nonsense. They'll go in almost any box, any container, even a cardboard box if it's set up right. And so, um, uh, so I'm gonna sit there and leave that overnight. So I'm gonna let them. I'm gonna open up at noonish and let them reorientate. And I'll put a 2-frame nuke up there, so the girls that are used to going up there, they'll have a place to go. So at night, tomorrow night, what I'll do is I'll take that 2-nuke frame out, pop the top on that one over there, and I will, oh, girl, she was saying hello at the top of the phone. Oh, that one too. Oh, those are drones. So the guys are out flying around. They're looking for a woman. Gotta find a woman. Gotta find a woman. Gotta find a woman. Yeah. So I noticed also that this new hive that came in, drones came with them. I didn't know that. Yeah, drones came with them. There's drones flying in and out. I'm going. There's no way, because it takes like 26 days for when she lays an egg that's going to be a drone. It takes 26 days for those things to hatch out, and for a few days for them to clean themselves up and pair their strength to get out there and go find a woman. And so yeah, I saw those drones coming out today. I went, oh, they came with them. I always thought they stayed at the other hive because they've already navigated usually the other hive, but I'm thinking these drones have not navigated in the other hive yet. and so they just followed the crowd. They didn't navigate because a drone will come out and navigate, go try to find a woman. They don't find a woman, they come back. Because once they find a woman, they never come back to nothing. That woman takes him out. He's goner. Falls to the ground, takes his last breath, and yeah, he leaves all of his stuff in her. Yeah. So for a drone, in place of a stinger, that's their penis. So the females have a stinger, and for that, instead of a place to breed, the females have a stinger in that place. And so the males don't have a stinger. They only have gonads. And so, the drones are falling out. So then what I'll do is I'll take that nuke tomorrow night, whatever bees are in there, I'll pop the lid on the other one and dump those bees in there. Because there's going to be bees going flying back to that hive after I transfer that one over there tomorrow. I could do it today, but they're so active. I'd rather do it at night, because at night, because I can close that flap and set them there, and they're going to come out. They're going to feel disorientated when they come out the first time tomorrow. They're going to feel like something's different, and so not as many bees will go back up there. So they're the ones that have already orientated up there. They're going to feel something's different. I might put some brush or something, some leaves or something in the entranceway, and get them to reorientate, and so there won't be so many bees going up into my decoy. And so I'll record that transfer tonight, and I'll add that to this video. Please subscribe, thumbs up. This channel goes nowhere without your help. You are the master of this channel. I'm not kidding. You really are. And the only way you give the channel value is when you subscribe and ring the bell, thumbs up or something. And otherwise, I've seen a lot of podcasts. Folks have been doing it for years lately. Just the last few days, particularly. They're getting stressed out and asking for help, your help, the public's help. Because their podcasts are dying. So what YouTube has done, YouTube is running so much commercials. It's dizzying, right? The amount of commercials that they're running. And even I'm watching something, a topic on whatever, and these long commercials start 90 minutes or, and I'm going, what? And I've only been it's only a short clip. Well, this ain't working. And so I'll clip out it. I'll just click out of there. And I'll go to something else until it's a 5-second one. Because I'm not locked into any personal podcast. And so I find it dizzying to watch that many commercials. Just because I'm clicking on something that I'm curious about. I'm just curious. I don't need to know that. I'm just curious, and they want to show me commercial after commercial after commercial after commercial. I'm thinking, man, I feel like I'm watching more commercials than I am programming here. And it's just overkill. And I think that a lot of people are tuning out of YouTube because YouTube has gone such overkill on commercials. At a certain point, it's a good thing for YouTube because they get more income, and more income for YouTube actually brings in more income for the YouTubers, people like me. Now, I haven't been monetized. I haven't made a penny from YouTube. Absolutely nothing. All the hundreds of hours that I've put in, not one single penny, because I haven't been monetized. You have to get monetized, and so 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 view hours before you can even have a chance of getting monetized, before you can see your first penny. I think you get like $5 or $2 for your first paycheck usually, if unless you're a big time YouTuber, but like Rogan or whatever. And so yeah, it's really tough for folks that are doing it for a living. That's how they pay their bills, take care of their kids, their family, whatever. That there's so many YouTubers that people used to watch YouTube and they just can't handle that level of commercials because we feel that it's being YouTube is being too intrusive on our time. Excuse me. And so yeah, but they're trying to use this model and they're trying to see if it's going to work or not. I think in the long run, it might be not necessarily their demise, but it's certainly going to hurt them by expecting too much time from the public for commercial viewing. We can only take so much of that stuff and go, oh, what? Right? 5 seconds, If the people running commercials learn how to get their point across in 5 seconds, because it could be done, I think YouTube would be better off. If you're going to do commercials with us, you can condense your commercials down to 5 seconds, 10 seconds max. And I think YouTube would be financially better off on the long run. That's just my opinion. I did take business in college. My professor, it was kind of funny. So this was my first day, right, in my business, in that semester of business. And I think it was just one semester. And he's up there and he goes, I'm about to tell you the most important thing that you will ever hear in your financial life. I went, what? I'm one of those guys like, what? T-Rex is coming? He's coming our way. I don't know, I just see certain things like that. My antennas went up, and I'm like, and then he starts telling his story. And man, the way these professors, they have a master's degree in their field, right? And they also have a master's degree in teaching. That's how you become a professor at a college, right? You have to have those things, as far as all the research that I have ever known. And so, after he got done, he had me at a hello. The next day, I started that process. And his comment was, the most important financial decision you'll ever make in your life was to go buy a home. If you have to eat rice and beans, if you have to, he said these things. If you have to go to the food pantry or something, it won't be for very long, maybe a year or two, because your rent is no longer rent. That mortgage is going to stay right there. So as your income goes up, your mortgage stays the same. Ability to rent, it always stays the same. And I'll be sure, doggone, man, I was a pauper at that time. My rent kept going up sometimes every 6 months. And 2 years later, I'll be doggone, he was so right. We bought a brand new car. Yep. And every year after that, it was easier and easier and easier financially. And we can always count on that, monthly payment to be exactly the same. In fact, at one point I refinanced it because when I purchased it, it was 12.5% in the 80s, mid 80s, early 80s, and I refinanced that from $720 a month down to $400. So from 12.5% to like 7, around there, 7.5. Yeah, big drop. I got another new car. Yeah, I learned a little business sense, and professor, that dude had me at hello, literally. And I took him literally, and I did exactly what he said, and it worked out. And I own my house now. So, Yeah, biggest decision I think we can make. Sooner the better. I lost train of thought what I was talking about before I started talking about that, professor. So, business sense. So, I'm gonna record this transfer tonight in the dark with my camera on. I got a head camera, and I'll let you see what happens down the road. Oh, I was talking about business sense with YouTube. Yeah, yeah. I have to see how YouTube where it goes with YouTube. I don't know. I think they're gonna also probably lose a lot of YouTube starters too, because if if people don't want to click on your video, they don't know you, they're not familiar with your face, your content, just skip right on by you. I know I'm gonna have to watch a minute and a half of commercials just to click on that thing. I mean, I really, really want to watch it with anticipation before I'm gonna watch a minute and a half of commercials, and then another minute and a half of commercials, and another minute of commercials as I'm watching it, right? And it's only 4 minutes long. And so, yeah, see how that goes. But I'm just gonna keep throwing my podcast out there. This is stuff I do anyway. You know, I don't see it going anywhere particularly. And that's all those who watch it subscribe, which is so low. I think it's something like 2% or less, something right down there on average. People who subscribe that are watching something. So if someone's watching something, say you got 100 people who view a particular podcast, only 2 people subscribe. Sometimes not even that. So yeah, so if I see someone that's new and they haven't been monetized yet, and I like their content or their character, yep, I subscribe. Sure, why not? Doesn't cost me anything. It's like I subscribe and then it disappears. I forget I even subscribed if unless I see some other content, or I'm really curious about their content, so I'll go into my subscription and I'll click on that person and I'll see if they made anything new because I'm really curious about their content. Or I like their character, or maybe it's a comedy thing, whatever, you get my point. Okay, so I'll add the night transfer to this particular podcast, and then tomorrow I'll add the results once I open the door, what they're doing and how they're responding to the, oh, what happened, and they'll be flying up to that other one up there. All right, have a good day. Subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell. I'm not sure if I'll be able to sit here much longer. As that other beehive gets big, 'cause here they go. So what time we got here? It's 4:30. Yep, this is about the time that it starts to explode, between 4 and 5. And there they are, starting to do the navigation, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So you can see them up there. They go way up there, and then they come back in. They go further away. They come back in, go further away, come back in. And they just keep doing that, and they get a strong sense of their surroundings. So that sky is kind of full up there right now with newbies, never seen the sun before, and there they go, starting to build. Boy, yesterday it was so big, I was like dodging. So what? And then the wind would come, and they'd blow those bees right in my face. I was going like, when they come out for the first time, they're not going to sting you. They don't know nothing. They're dummies. And so they were just nursing bees, I meant it earlier. And so they're really docile. And so if they were to get on my face or something, unless they hit the hairs, they'll sting me. If they hit hairs, even those newbies, if they get on those hairs, they'll blindly sting. It's in their nature. So the trick is, don't let them get in my eyeballs, or on here in my hairs here. Yeah, I've had them do that, and they just landed all over me. I'm going like, not in the eyeballs. You know. Yeah, there it goes. Starting to blow up. Bada boom. Blowing. It's blowing. It's going. Yeah, I got to really pay attention to that wind, man. Sometimes that wind will blow them in my face. For experienced girls, they're just coming in and out, and that wind will blow them right in my face. They'll just kind of, what they'll do is they'll just bounce off my cheeks, or bounce off my nose. Just the wind will blow them and it just bounce, and they reorientate their direction where they were going. And there it goes, starting to blow up. It's happening every single day. Every day, it's like that. Thousands of new girls come out every single day. Now, when there's no navigation going on, it's just girls coming straight in and straight out, straight in and straight out. There's no hovering like that. Just straight in and straight out. But when it's navigation time, 4 and 5, they do this. So, for all those you think about getting a beehive, so when anytime you see this, it's normal. It's them navigating, because when girls are coming in and out with food, they don't need to fly around the hive. They got food. They're on a mission. They got a carry-on bag full of stuff, and they go right into the hive. They don't hover around, and that's been my experience anyway. They're flying right by this one, and I watch them go right in there. Oh, here comes a couple of drones right there. Oh, here comes the drones. At least one just flew out of there. Oh, they gotta go find a woman. I gotta go find a woman. I gotta find her now. I'm in my prime of my life. And so, yeah, starting to go. There it goes. I'm just getting over that last bee sting. 2 in a row in 30 days. Plus a mosquito bite right above my eyelashes. That was the worst one. Oh, that was the painful one. Mosquito bite right above my eyelashes. Like, the swelling occurred like on the hairs and right above the hairs. And his whole eye just swelled up because of a mosquito bite. I think it got me in my sleep. I don't know, it was one of those little tiny gnat mosquitoes, so could have come from my blind side, come around, flew right down above and down, and got me. Even when I'm sitting here. Yeah, sometimes I'm sitting here at night, and here they come. I'm out of here. But sometimes there's a couple times I grab my net. I got this net here, and I use for the bees. And I'm saying, you know what? I'm watching for something, so I'll pop this on to keep the mosquitoes off my face. I do not want to get another mosquito bite on my eye. That takes forever to heal. So yeah. So if something ever weird happens, I keep that guard, that mesh helmet. That's my Batman suit, right? I keep that right there in case something weird happens. You never know. I can just grab that real quick, smush them in my inside. If there's any inside, and just take them out as quick as possible. Bob them. Get the heck out of Dodge. That's right. That's my emergency suit. Because the thing about getting stung in the face, our immune system can overreact big time. We got nerve sensors that when we get stung in a certain place around here, it triggers that venom triggers a nerve response. So when I got stung on my forehead, I didn't feel that nerve response because it was up further up here. It wasn't right next to my eyeball. It was up here. But the one that stung me a few days ago, it got me right next to the corner of my eye, between the bridge of my nose and the corner of my eye. And there's sensitive nerves right in there, right around in here, that if we get stung where there's venom in there, it can send you into anaphylactic shock, Whereas before, I had a sting here, I had a dozen over here and a dozen. But then that same person, if he would have got stung right in those areas, might have been in the emergency room. That's where I ended up. I started getting, a couple hours later, I just couldn't wait no longer. Wheezing, tightness in the chest, itching all over. My nerves throughout my body felt like they were inflamed. And I went and checked into the hospital. Drove myself to the hospital and said, I don't know, this is all the signs of anaphylactic shock. Anaphylactic, yeah, whatever you say it. And so I checked in, I stayed there for about 3 hours. They never actually seen me. They were just kind of keeping an eye on me. And so when I felt better, I said, okay, well, all the inflammation, all the tingling, the pain in the chest, the wheezing. I felt fine. Other than the pain up there, I felt fine. So I checked myself out of the hospital. She goes, well, I can't stop you. I said, that's right. Yeah, that hospital was loaded with people. In the emergency room, there was like 60 people in the emergency room just sitting around. I'm thinking like, this is not an emergency room. This is where people just go to see a doctor without seeing a doctor. And these people were there, same people were there for hours just like me, just sitting there. I'm thinking, why didn't they not go to see a doctor? There it goes. It's getting bigger. It's swelling like my eyeball. Yep. Getting close to 5 o'clock. Now, I've seen those get bigger all the way up until 6 o'clock. Just swelling, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. More girls coming out, more coming out. So it can take them about 5-10 minutes for each one to get their bearings, and then they'll come down and they'll land for the last time, saying, yep, I'm good. Take off and go collect nectar and pollen. Now, bees don't just collect nectar and pollen. Bees also collect other elements. They go to leaves, particularly like the corner, like where a branch is growing out of somewhere. There's growth hormones in there and other elements. And they'll take those elements and they'll make propolis. They'll mix a little honey, maybe a little nectar, a little pollen, and some sap, maybe from a tree, and some other elements, and then they'll turn that into a propolis to plug holes. We use a caulking gun. That's their caulking gun, right? So, yeah, they'll go around and propolize everything. Plug all those little gaps, try to keep all those bugs and ants and gnat high beetles, and I did it for them, man. I taped up all the cracks and all the crevices. There are so many thousands of gnat high beetles coming in. I taped everything up for them. And still there was thousands of them I removed from the inside of the hive. Manually, with my hand. My hand was all black, squishing their dead black bodies. I was just lawnmower them down, right? And yeah, they're still growing. Getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah, and bigger. Every day. Man, some days, even though they navigated one day and the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day, some days, some held back for a few days or something. Some days, man, it is massive navigational flight going on. I just call it what it looks like, a swarm. Navigational swarm. It just darkens everything. Right, causes an eclipse to the area. Yeah, that's one big hive right there, man. I'm thinking about I'm either gonna have to split it soon. So I'm suspecting that they've got all those frames that I built, just pieces of wood, made them the dimensions of a frame. Oh, they look like a normal frame. I cut angles and made them kind of look like the original frames that you'd buy from the factory. They look similar. The dimensions are the same. And put the comb in the little corner in each corner. So I'm from my last panel pull. Oh my gosh, it was like thick, where it was no frames built. There was nothing, like little kind of pieces now and then. So I let it set for 3 weeks for to pull that panel out. That was no overall my problem. I'll just leave it in there. I shouldn't do that. That panel was that thick, where there was no frames yet. That thick of comb pieces. This piece ain't fitting. I'll try this one. Grab another 2x4. I cut the other one wrong. It ain't fitting. And so all the scrap was at the bottom when they filled out those frames, and it was thick, man. It was like that thick on that frame. It was thicker than the exit of pulling my panel. So when I pulled my panel, it left a bunch on the inside, and I took this brush and I designed this brush. Yeah, this brush here. I designed it. Yeah, it's a bottle cleaner. And so I took this bottle cleaner brush and I just stapled it to a narrow piece of wood. And I took that, and that night when I found 1,000 of gnat beetles, I said, oh my gosh, they're way back in the back. So I went in the house real quick and I stapled this together. And I used this to brush all those gnat beetles out from where I just pulled my control panel out. And as they were coming out, I was pulling them out and squashing them. Oh my God, right? And those would have got into my hive and created havoc in there. There were so many of them. So just this little, I was brushing those things, going all the way to the back. I put a little hook on it, so I can get along the walls because they run into the corners. And I try to get them out of those corners, Have my little headlight looking down. Yeah, I see where you're piling up. And I was scooting them all out of there. And I kept scooting until I couldn't see any more way in the back. And they were climbing along the walls, and then they would climb up through that screen and come back down on the other side through the other hole. There was just nowhere for them to go. They just kept falling back on the bottom, and I just kept brushing them out until I couldn't see, because there was no more. And at the same time, I had 2 birds with 1 stone that night. I used this to brush the underside of the screen cloth. I cleaned the underside because you get a lot of drippings and all that kind of stuff. I just brushed it and cleaned all of it. I cleaned their floor. Yeah, I have to be recharged now and then too. It's like a plug-in vacuum. Yeah, battery operated vacuum there. So this worked really well. So I keep it handy. It's right here. And so when I need to go in there and clean that screen, I clean it from the bottom because these will go up through the holes and it'll kind of get the stuff that's built up around the edges of the inside of my 8-inch hardware cloth. And so it goes through, and I just kind of brush that like that and clean the holes too at the same time as I was getting the gnats. And I got a brand new screen, all cleaned up. Yeah. Yeah, homemade. That's how I do everything, man. I think about, I need to do that. Well, how am I going to do that? I go, I got this. Design quickly comes to the head. Go construct it within a minute or something, whatever. And I'm finishing my duties. I'm finishing my job. I'm actually going to make it a little longer. So I'm going to round this off. I'm going to make it so it's round. I'll probably get another one that's a little longer because when I bend this, it becomes a little shorter. So I really want to scrape the back of that wall. That's all the way to the other end. And so, yeah, simple little fixes, right? Oh, they're still getting bigger. Yeah, it's getting so big they're actually starting to thicken up closer to my face. I don't like. Oh, hello, girl. She's on that phone exploring it. She's a newbie. She goes, "What's this thing? Can I eat it?" She's crawling all over this. Oh, hi there. Boy, she's staring right in my face. Oh, she's dropped right down to the ground. Well, you climbed it up. You climbed up pretty good, but you didn't fall very well. And so, please subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell, and I'll keep throwing these out there. And stay tuned. Stay tuned. I might just go ahead and throw this one out tonight, and because it's kind of long, I'll probably go in and cut some pieces out maybe, and I'll make another one about the nighttime one. When I'm going to shift that tonight, and maybe do the nighttime one, and the how I shifted it to the other one, and how it looks the next day. I don't know. Sometimes you think about something, you go, I think I'm going to do that a little bit different than what I thought, because your brain says why, and you go, oh, actually I like that better for this reason or that one. All right, have a good day. Bye now. Oh, one more look. One more look. That's all it took was one more look. I'll put you right in their business. That is their business. I let you drive around my mind. I can't count the times you made me feel I got nothing. You played me like a fool. Saying drink another whiskey, pop another pill. Money makes you happy, heaven isn't real. You don't have nobody to love because your heart's too broke. Now I know you ain't nothing but a liar. You're blowing smoke